Hi, thanks for joining us today on Envision. We are here with Dr. Brian Maher talking about the new school board who will be seated on July 1st officially, but not until the first board meeting in July. We have two new school board members.
Right. One is renewing and
Yes.
the other one is brand new. So July 8th will be the first meeting in July. They will be seated. Carly Ryder will be seated for her third term as a member of the Board of Education, and new to the Board of Education will be Nan Baker. Some of the folks might remember Nan as a co-chair for our bond implementation committee. Interesting in terms of we had four candidates vying for those two positions, and Carly Ryder and Nan Baker had a tie. They were pretty close.
Right.
It was a dead heat. They tied for the top two positions in the election process. So
Right.
those two people will assume those positions on July 8th.
So the board itself, 5-member board. The terms are 3 years each, and as you stated, Carly is starting her third term. How is the board made up in terms of roles and responsibilities, and what does that look like? I know the beginning of July is our fiscal year, and that's kind of a new slate, a new start for this board that comes on. How does that leadership look in terms of?
Well, it's a good question, because I think sometimes people look at board members as individual people, which they are. But in terms of the school district and our organizational chart, that's one body. That school board, those 5 people form one body that is the Board of Education. Individually, there is no authority, but collectively, there's substantial authority in that Board of Education. In terms of leadership, at the July meeting, the board will elect a president and a vice president to go throughout this next year. We will have a new president this year. I don't say that every year, but this year I know for sure we will, because Kent Alberty has been in that position, and Kent is leaving the board after 12 years of service to this community. And he has been the board president this past year. So we'll have a new president of the Board of Education this next year. And then on July 8th, the 5-member board will elect the president and the vice president. And then there'll be we have a number of committees that they'll work through. So they'll be assigned committees, and they'll begin what is the beginning of their next year of service to this community.
Right. And so those leadership positions are sort of point of contact folks and people that you can bounce ideas off of and that type of thing as well.
Yeah. I would say the Board of Education is very much like a city councilor. When you have some questions on, sometimes the question is, who do I ask about this? If one of the board members is your friend, just ask them, who do I talk about the budget? And they'll send you to Todd Veek or somebody in the finance office. Or you have an idea for a new policy, or you don't like an existing policy. Those are good places to go for questions like that.
Good. And so those folks will serve the next year. Of course, we have lots of activity happening in the next year. They are attending the regularly scheduled school board meetings, in addition to various other activities in the community that they're called upon to serve. And as you stated, committees as well. Everything from Board of Equalization to policy committee in the school district, and a variety of other things.
Safe schools, budgeting. There are a number of things that are a part of. Not only do they have 2 regular board meetings a month, we have a work session every month as well. So those are some formal opportunities to meet. I meet with every board member individually during the month, and then depending upon what committee they're on, they may have several other opportunities to serve as a board member in that committee format during the course of the month too. So those 5 volunteers are really putting in a lot of time to make sure that our school district is as good as it can be.
Right, and understanding things that are difficult to understand, like the budget, like just various things that are happening, the curriculum, all kinds of different things. There's a lot It's more than just showing up for a meeting and voting yes or no, but really a lot of understanding and a lot of time that goes into those positions.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very, very much so. As I mentioned, and as you mentioned, just a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are grateful to those 5 school board members, and they certainly do a great service to the students of the Sioux Falls School District as well as the staff and our community in general. Thanks for joining us today on Envision.